Hello and welcome to season 2 of Banana Island Living podcasts. We've got new sponsors, new guests, and today I want to speak to 2 young people who are staying in Nigeria. We've done people coming to Nigeria. We've done people who've left Nigeria. We've done diaspora. But I know 2 young people. I came across 2 young people who I find incredibly intriguing. And one studied abroad, came back, and one can't wait to get out. So today I've got Leonard. Leonard, say hello.
Hello.
And Daniel. Daniel, say hello.
Hello.
Hi, Daniel. Now, Leonard is, he's got a BSc in Business Information Systems from Middlesex University, London. And he's also mastering in design thinking from MIT online. He's a specialist brand designer, graphic designer, business analytics, you name it. He's on it. And Daniel, he was born in 1999 on the 3rd of March in Lagos, and he's a beauty photographer, fashion and beauty photographer. And he's risen to the top of his industry as both a photographer and an educator, and he's based in Lagos, Nigeria. His portrait editorials have appeared in numerous fashion and photography publications. He went to NIT to study software engineering and currently getting ready for his top-up in the UK. And I just wanted to talk to you about your experiences, and where you're at, where your head's at, and where you are with the Nigerian project. Daniel, why do you want to leave Nigeria?
Well, let me start by saying I love Nigeria, and I wish things were better. And It's not just me this time. It's more about the people in this generation, my generation, the creatives of my generation. It's not easy being a creative in Nigeria at the moment because they don't understand the value you're bringing to the table. They just want to get their job done or, get quality job for cheap.
You're not getting paid.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not getting what you're worth.
Exactly. So, I have friends in the UK, I have friends in other countries, in the US and the likes. And when I ask them, their rates and how they charge and all of that, and you do the comparison, it's just ridiculous. Very ridiculous. So it's not just that, you also need to go out there to experience the scenery, the ambience, all these things, it affects my work. It affects my creativity.
You just want more exposure.
Yeah. So I just want.
It's not so much frustration.
Yeah.
And you don't like the country.
Yeah.
But I thought, for some reason, I thought this was like a golden era for creatives in Nigeria. They're all over the place, and people are getting to know them more, and international people are discovering them, and certainly the music and stuff. You might be pirated in Nigeria, but at least you're known abroad, and then you build from Nigeria. Your inspiration comes from Nigeria. And Leonard, first of all, why did you leave Nigeria? Because you were in university in Nigeria, then you dropped out, Sha. And then, and then you went abroad, and then you came back. So tell me about that journey and why. Why did you go and why did you come back?
To be honest, I left because I thought I could do better.
Yeah,
I thought I needed to experience other cultures, and I needed to just escape Nigeria because I thought I was overwhelmed and I was gradually conforming to certain things that I ideally wouldn't, want to be a part of. So there is this.
Well, talk me through that. Talk me through that. You dropped out of uni.
Yeah.
And you were
okay. So when I dropped out of uni because I wasn't really. The first year was overwhelming. I wasn't prepared for uni. That's the truth. I wasn't ready to mix. I was from a very protective and religious household, so I could barely communicate with my neighbors, not to talk of, other people from
other walks of life. So it was kind of challenging for me to even mix in the first place, and the fact that I wanted to also do something that I really didn't understand yet, and there was nobody to put me through it.
Yeah.
Kind of made it very, very confusing and challenging. So as a result, I didn't properly, I wasn't really that type of student that you would say was exceptional in his first year or was even average. I was very confused in my first year. So I just told my dad, I'm done. I don't think I can do this anymore. I was done with school, not even...
So academically?
Yeah, I was...
And then was there drugs?
No, there was... Funny enough, there was no... I never tried drugs. Still haven't.
Was there a lot going on?
Yeah, there was. It was more emotional and mental at the same time. Because that was the first time I was questioning a lot of things. I was questioning myself because, you're in a space where it was just weird. That was the first time I saw girls get drunk. That was the first time I saw, guys smoke weed, and I just saw, I had a roommate that was a drunk. So it was scary. It was very scary, seeing these things. And I'm like, that was the first time I could really experience all of this. And, you had boys taking care of themselves. You had guys spending money, and you're like, how did you get this money? Like, it was really confusing. I was a Jew in quotes. So I had no idea what I was doing. I was just clueless. So it took me a while to get to that point where, I had to understand what was going on, and I had to still, do well in school. You had guys that were sorting lecturers to make sure that they could, it was kind of interesting because there was a lot going on, and I was lost. I was not there at the time. So I decided to leave uni. I thought that would be the best way to escape all of that. So I decided to quit school. I was like, I'm done. I want to just face IT. I want to build the next Facebook. That was the dream. That was the dream at the time because, I just wanted to build something interesting. But I had no technology. I had no technical know-how, and they were still teaching us Fortran. So this was like a technology that was obsolete, basically.
Yes.
And so with that, I was like, I can't build anything with this. I didn't see it as a sustainable structure for me. So I just decided to leave. So after I left, I told my dad. My dad thought I was, I thought I was in drugs, into drugs or something. And I was like, no, I'm good. I just don't want to go to uni anymore. And he just couldn't understand why, and at the time, I think he wanted...
Did they take you to church?
Yeah, they did, of course. Of course. I did the fasting. I did everything. I did all of that,
Daniel, have you been taken to the church as well to try and sort you out?
Well, I've been a very good boy.
Yeah.
I've been a very good boy. And having Leonard as my elder brother just made everything easy.
Yeah.
So he was my forum.
He was the experiment.
Yeah. So, while he was doing his thing, I was jotting things down, so that I wouldn't make similar mistakes or, provoke my parents. And yeah. So basically that was what I was doing. I was threading very carefully. So he did the whole, he had the whole experience.
He had the trauma. You did the Zen.
Yeah. I reaped the fruit of his labor, basically.
So I mean, when you went to England, because most people I know, a lot of people I know regret sending their kids abroad because either maybe they hadn't gone to Nigerian university and experienced their trauma close at hand, or they go to England and then they see things that they, and so much crazy freedom. They get strung out on drugs or identity crisis, or suddenly realize they are black, not having realized they were black, all that kind of issue. And they get completely messed up.
Yeah.
So, but for you, it was a positive experience.
Yeah, it was. I left for the UK when I was 23.
Oh, right. So you were formed.
Yeah, I was. And to be honest, when I'm going to bring the Bible into this, because this makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah. So it's like when you raise up your child in a godly manner, it's going to be very difficult for that child to deviate from that pattern. It's more like programming. So you've programmed the child to think a certain way, and you've programmed the child to, see an entity or a deity as this is the answer to your problem, or if there's a challenge, come here and yet you get solution. So after a while, you definitely get to that phase where you ask yourself certain questions like, oh, are you sure this is real? But when you see that like really work in your life, at some point you understand that this is for real. So when I moved to the UK, I was excited, to be honest, even with the godly background and everything. I was like,
thank
finally.
God I'm godly. Like, comfort me.
So my God. So with all of that, I was kind of excited to leave finally. But when I got there, reality hit quick because I had to pay rent. I had to pay.
Your eyes cleared. No parents.
My God.
No backup plan.
No backup plan. Oh, I had to pay rent. I had to, feed myself. I had to study. I had to come up with good grades, and it was really challenging. You try to get an apartment, and you're on the phone with the person, and the guy's like, "Where are you from?" And you're like, "I'm Nigerian." It's like, "Okay, thank you." And that's it. Like, that's it.
Sad.
So it's quite, that was the first time I was hit with racism. It was tough. It was really tough. But, you just have to, like the Nigerian, what Nigeria does to you is you dust yourself up.
Yeah,
exactly.
the resilience is remarkable.
Just move. Yeah, it is.
You don't get hung up on they say racism. I beg you, I came here for something else. Let me
Exactly. There's a goal.
Yes, right. Is like you take it all in your stride.
Yeah, exactly.
But why did you come back?
Okay, so I was very close to a family friend of ours. He owns a private equity company, so I see him as a role model. And I went to him, and we had this badass business idea. My classmate and my coursemate and myself, we came up with something very advanced, AI infused technology. And we went to him, and I was like, "Oh, this is a game changer." And he looked at us and laughed, and he was very patient, because when I think about the things that we said, we had no clue already. We had no clue. So, and he was like, okay, he listened to us. We explained everything to him. And after everything, he said, why are you coming to a market that is already
saturated,
20 years exactly
ahead
of you? So why don't you go back to Nigeria? Nigeria is still very young. There are a lot of things you can actually start up there and build by yourself and watch grow. And I was like, I was very unhappy with that suggestion. I'm like, why should I come back here? Everybody in my compound, my village, they know I'm abroad now. So coming back to Nigeria, what do I tell them?
It'd be like going back.
Exactly.
It's like a retrograde step.
Exactly. My parents were really upset. They were like, why are you coming back? Just do masters or something, settle down or something, but I had to come back because in a way, I understood where it was coming from. And because I wanted to start something interesting in Nigeria, I wanted to start a business in Nigeria, I decided to come back. And there was a plan and everything, So I had to kind of make up my mind to come back. I had to prepare myself. But with all the preparation, when I landed at the airport,
the shock horror.
When I landed, I was like, why? Why?
I should have just married somebody and stayed abroad.
Exactly. Reality hit so quick, So, but the reason why I actually came back was to start up a business. And at the time, tech was just starting to boom. Yeah, so you had the likes of Gigi coming to life. You had the likes of Paystack and so they were still at that early stage of they were still at that startup stage, and that was kind of interesting for me because people started adopting payment systems, ordering food online. So that was becoming a welcome idea to the Nigerian society, and I thought, this is very good for me and our idea, the idea I was trying to push at the time. and so we gradually went through the ranks. It wasn't funny, but I still see a lot of opportunities here in Nigeria.
Yeah.
We can see that at the 10 years ago or 5 years ago, the music scene it's not like what we have today.
It's a totally
A
different
lot of things,
now,
yeah. The technology has actually made everything a lot more interesting. You have Spotify giving these guys royalties on every song that people listen to. So there's a lot of opportunity for me in Nigeria, I think.
What about you, Daniel? Having seen and heard from from Leonard, why do you still want to go out? Because you in no time at all. How old are you? I'm talking from somebody who's at this ripe old age. You're really well known in photography and everything. Why do you still want to give up on the Nigerian project?
I feel this country isn't for me. Like I said earlier, thinking about the creative process, having to deal with certain type of clients, undervaluing your work. I personally, I feel I have done enough here. I've done, maybe not enough, but I've done a lot here. And I feel it's time to expand my horizon and, just go out there and explore photography, learn from people who have been in this thing for years. I have been in photography for just 6 years.
If once you get abroad, you might still decide to come back here once you've learned a lot abroad as well. And by that time, the industry might have moved on. But I know you were particularly involved in the End SARS movement, Daniel, or Andrew, as I will call you. How you were really invested in it emotionally, because I remember trying to call you once or twice during that time. What are your thoughts? And, tell me the highs and the lows and where you are now mentally.
Well, that particular event was, it still is a very painful one when you think about it from time to time. I think some days ago, I was coming back home from Ikeja with a friend. And then we passed Bonny Camp. And then I didn't know that. And then he was like, when he remembers that this is where the soldiers came from. Yeah. My heart just sunk at that time because thinking about the whole thing, nobody was fighting the government. Nobody was destroying property. All we just wanted was for peace to reign, for let's be safe, let's feel safe. And that's what we're fighting for. We wanted these people to let the young people leave. Just let us leave. And it was sad that even at such a very open campaign, they were still killing people, not for anything, just for protesting. And it's a day that everybody would remember. And it's a very, very tragic event. And the thing is, a lot of people want to leave the country. I have friends who immediately after the NSAS protest, they left the country. They left ASAP.
Wow.
Yeah, they left ASAP. And, till today, they are not back. And they don't even have plans on coming back because a lot of people have lost hope. But, I'm still hopeful.
Yeah, but what are they doing abroad? Are they really making it abroad? Because it's not all it's cracked up to be. Look at the Black Lives Matter movement. That means it ain't that great over there.
I think it depends on the individual because most of these friends, they are software developers and they while they were in Nigeria,
they can earn anywhere.
Yeah, they're working with foreign companies and then they were earning in dollars. So some of them have also been victims, of this whole thing because they are having dreadlocks or just for their
they
physique.
Looked alternative.
Yeah, so I don't know, the Nigerian police, they just don't like the things like this. And
but isn't that a culture? Not just the police though. Tell me if I'm wrong, that there is this big divide between one generation and the other in Nigeria.
Yes.
From the way you look to the way you think, the things you do, because I think the one thread still holding, and I may be wrong, is the religious, or at least the values, the Christian or whatever it is, religious thing is still holding the generations together. Apart from that, the culture has changed significantly. Tell me if I'm right or wrong.
Yeah, you're right to an extent, but I feel even the religion part is not.
It's loosening.
Yeah, because you hear a lot of people from my generation telling you that, oh, I'm an atheist, or what was the other one? Antag something, I can't remember.
Agnostic,
yeah,
whatever. They all
I'm
trying
trying to be different. Or this, a lot of them are adopting that European vibe and culture, and I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day.
So, do you still believe in the Nigerian project, Leonard?
Yeah, I still do. I think it gets a little rough in the beginning. Every country or every story has a very rocky start. Then after a while it balances up. Then before a new dispensation, is always that part where you need to accept change. I think we are at the phase where we are learning to accept, trying to understand what we're getting ourselves into. So that's why you see people banning Twitter, doing whatever they want to do to fintechs, because they don't really understand. They will.
Yeah. They're losing control. They're losing control.
Exactly. It's scary.
They're scared.
It's scary.
Yeah.
It's scary. Yeah, it's normal. Yeah. I think it's completely normal, but it takes resilience and grace and God, of course, to actually get through this, because it is going to be really rough. It might get worse, but it will definitely get better.
Before 2023, get worse?
I can't say. I really can't say.
Daniel, what do you think? Because you've got your finger on the zeitgeist. You know what's happening out there with the young people. What are their thoughts? Or has NSAS completely demoralized them and sapped them of energy? They're not going to do anything.
Yeah, I wouldn't lie. I think that has happened. A lot of the youths have lost the zest and the vibe to keep pushing. But I think I am actually hopeful that something comes up and that would cause a spark. Because right now, the NSAS protest was very, very big and very major. And everybody was expecting a dynamic turnaround, and due to the amount of people involved and the international media and all of that, and then Twitter, it was causing a lot of rave. And everybody was hopeful. I, for one, I was very hopeful. I was like, man, eventually
I will even stay in this country if this goes.
Something is coming, and I was very, very hopeful. And then when this whole thing happened, and if you notice, there was a protest. There was a July 18th, I think, June 12th protest. Yeah, June 12th protest, and they called, let's come out to protest, and
nobody.
Honestly, I, for one, I didn't go anywhere. And
so the spirit is broken.
Yeah, and that was the plan.
Come on, guys. You can't just give up. Look at the Black experience in America. It's a long haul project. I think we've had things too easy in Nigeria. Are you guys registered to vote? Are you registered to vote?
Yeah, I registered for my temporary voters card. There was a link that dropped one time, and
I've just done that now. But do you think this NSAS has made your generation more keen to register to vote?
Yes, I think the thing about my generation is they, to a large extent, sometimes they have the vibe. Sometimes they have the vibe for the wrong things. And sometimes they
have energy for voting on Big Brother Nigeria, but they're not registered.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, so it's crazy. And I remember, during the NSAS protest, a lot of people were coming out, saying, "Oh, I can't even wait for 2023. We'll vote them out." Blah blah blah. Everybody was making out. And when the link dropped, honestly, I thought it was going to be
Viral.
on the Twitter table, like number one, and then everybody's going to keep sharing it or broadcasting this thing. And it was just very, very low key, like it was a government contract. Very, very low key.
No, but I was following the new Georgia project in the US on Twitter, of course, and how they flipped Georgia blue. And this was not a one-day project. This took years. And I just wonder, and a lot of it is IT based. You guys have the skills. Who is going there and just starting up a database and registering your generation to vote? That is the one thing. You will become a powerhouse. Just do that. And I want to join a movement that's doing that. I would donate time and energy. We're not saying vote for anybody. We're just saying get registered. There's this Nigerian girl called Esosa that Stacey Abrams recruited for her project. She is awesome. She said they would go to high schools, look for children turning 18 and register them, do a birthday party for them, and then get them to register to vote. They will go to estate agents, people wanting to move into a certain area. They will tilt them in the area where they need people voting a certain way. I mean, these are not government control things. Let's at least look at the voters register or the wards that we have, and just in every ward, let one person register 10 people and see where we go from there.
I totally agree.
If you have that is power. You should stop waiting for these men or these old people to give you power. Nobody gives up power easily. The British didn't give it up easily. The South African apartheid didn't give it up easily. Nothing's going to come to you. And I just get frustrated. I'm sorry, I'm venting. But
It's fine.
No, because I was actually looking for a political organization in Nigeria. I don't care who is not just making announcements in the newspaper, but actually having a ground game. Nobody has a ground game. Not one.
Yeah.
Maybe the thugs have a ground game because they're using all these National Union of this or thugs. That's a ground game.
Quite structured, yeah.
Exactly. So why don't we have an alternative that is not violence-based or coercion-based? The university is an amazing recruitment ground. All that time they were at home doing nothing. Just get them to go and start registering their friends. If you have that power and they know that one person can deliver or one group can deliver 1 million votes, see how everybody will be your new best friends.
Yeah.
So I've done my bit. So tell me, what about dating for your generation? How do you go about dating? Is it online apps? Is it the church? Is it nightclubs or Instagram? Talk to me. Daniel first.
Leonard.
No, Daniel, you start first.
Well, I personally, I just got out from a relationship,
Right.
and I met her. I met her in secondary school, and then
Okay.
we reconnected 2 years ago.
Online?
Yeah, online.
No, sorry. Was this Facebook or Instagram or where?
No, this was Instagram. This was
Okay.
Instagram.
Because I hear Instagram is the culprit in Nigeria. Abroad, it used to be older generation women. I know somebody who left her husband from Friends Reunited from secondary.
Wow. Wow.
Okay, tell me. Go on, Daniel.
Yeah, so yeah, we got talking again, and then that was how Instagram came to play.
Yes.
But I didn't meet her on Instagram,
Yeah.
But I mean, these days, you have people on Tinder, Bumble,
In
these dating
Nigeria,
apps.
Tinder and Bumble?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Is it big?
Oh yeah. It's pretty
Gosh.
big, especially Tinder.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
So have
very
you
big,
met
actually.
anybody on Tinder or Bumble?
I don't use those apps. I don't use those apps.
Yeah, but you know that a lot of people do.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who.
Isn't it dangerous?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it has its goods and it has the ups and downs, and I feel people who get into, or people who use these apps, they are fully aware of the perks of using these apps
implications.
and the implications.
Wow.
Yeah, so they're fully aware. So yeah, I mean, it's everywhere. Everybody, it's not even about dating these days. A lot of people just want to hit and run, basically. That's what they're doing these days.
Girls and boys, or just
yeah.
boys?
No, both parties. I'm not even going to be biased here. It's
okay,
both
Leonard,
parties.
your age group, are they?
Yeah.
How are they meeting people?
I don't know. To be honest,
Because a lot of women are complaining they can't find people. I mean, dating, the use of meeting seems to have gone out of the window.
It's I think there's something fundamentally wrong about the idea, because right now you have Instagram girls giving a whole new standard to dating. You have Instagram guys giving a whole new standard to dating. So
What does that mean?
So for the girls, there's an expectation. The guy should have a certain job that pays a certain amount of money, and on her birthday, she should receive a certain type of gift,
which you will post on Instagram.
Exactly. So they should dine and wine at certain restaurants. So she should wear a certain dress. So then for the guys, she should look a certain way. She should have a flat tummy. She should have a flawless skin. So these are the things that when you don't get that, or when you finally get that, even you forget the intellectual bits, you forget the emotional bit. So you have a girl that's very beautiful, very hot, but she can't, she can't really, she doesn't care about your emotion.
Hot.
No, real life, like Hollywood standard,
okay.
like hot, but at the end of the day, this lady doesn't really care about your emotional intelligence, or she doesn't really want to know if you there's this type of food you like. I'm not saying she should cook for you, but at least you should
be interested enough to find out what you're interested in.
Exactly. Some of these ladies don't even know your last name. They don't care. They just want to be there for the moment. It's shocking.
A lot of them don't even know how to hold conversations, honestly.
Exactly.
But do you know, I spoke to a young lady who's slightly, I think she's Leonard's age or slightly older, and she was complaining. And this is a really nice person, very accomplished in her work. She's very focused on her work. Yeah. And she's the sort that will pound yam for somebody she likes. She's that sophisticated, and at the same time, I mean, she's really high up in her. She's really genuine. Goer and everything. And she says, she met this chap in Banana when she was at the shop or something. And then funny enough, she went to a friend's party and met him again. And he was saying, okay, what's your last name? If you live in Banana, which street?
Yeah.
Because how you living in Banana, that kind of thing. And obviously they're looking for mergers. They're looking for names.
Exactly.
So the men seem to be as shallow. Shocked.
The generation is shallow, to be honest. Like, we are more materialistic, in this generation. So it's all about, how can we have a merger? How can we have a company?
How can your parents help me? How can your uncle introduce me?
Exactly. How many doors do you have access to? So it's crazy,
So how do you find genuine person? Because Leonard, I think you found a genuine person.
Oh, yes, I
So how did you manage that? How did you wangle that?
To be honest, we went through everything. So there was a phase where I was a good boy. I was there, loyal to her and everything.
But did you meet at church? That's the problem.
Yeah, we did. Of course, we did.
That's what I thought. So that's a good dating place.
We did. Oh, that's a good. But these days, oh my God, you have to be careful still.
Even in church.
Oh, you have to be careful still. You have to. Yeah, like we went through everything. So we broke up at some point. And that was because I was looking for something else. And like I said,
you thought you were looking for something else.
Yeah, I thought I could actually find, a better
better.
Exactly. It's because you're on the internet and you're just checking something randomly. Then you see, this lady that speaks so well, with so much pizzazz, and they're like, oh, this is the one. Then you start talking. Then you now realize, oh, there's no depth here,
or there is no. Go back to where I was.
I did exactly, and to be fair, like the person you talked about, there's so many good ladies out there. Yeah. But there's still so many terrible ladies. Even there's so many good guys out there. There's so many terrible guys out there too. So there are guys that have money that can provide you the financial security that you want, but they have so many things they're dealing with. They're not really ready for marriage. Yeah. So marriage is a whole different thing. Dating is a whole different thing.
Even just that space between dating and marriage. I mean, isn't there? I keep talking. IT has solutions. Can't you find a way of synthesizing and checking out genuine people and genuine men and women and putting them together on some sort of software or something? People that are pre-screened or whatever it is. Because there's a big problem I'm seeing. A lot of our young people are not meeting the right people.
Yeah, honesty has a serious role to play here. So in a case where you design an app or use an algorithm that helps you filter religion, sexual exactly. So I can fit into any category.
So you have to interview them now. So Daniel, where are you looking to meet your next person? What would be your hunting ground?
Well, for starters, the UK.
You're not even looking in Nigeria. I can't believe this. You're not even looking in Nigeria.
No. I'm not looking. I don't think I'm looking anytime soon. I'm not going to.
Even for a girlfriend, you don't think that you're going to meet anybody that is on your wavelength?
I mean, I believe I will, but
in Nigeria, I mean,
I also believe I will see. But right now, I don't know. I'm not just focused on that right now, so I don't know. Yeah. I haven't planned it. I haven't figured that out yet. But where the Lord takes me, I follow it.
Then I wanted to ask you, with all the Black Lives Matter, with the new consciousness, with NSARS, with I think a lot of young people, or people of color, as they say, I'm trying to get all the new terminology right, are more aware of who they are and the injustice in the world and stuff. Do you guys know anything about the Commonwealth vis-a-vis Nigeria, or Britain vis-a-vis Nigeria? What are your thoughts? Because you both gravitate somehow towards the UK. How do you view the UK? Do you still believe in that Commonwealth project and all this monarchy, royalty thing?
For me, I think it's. I won't outrightly say the Commonwealth is a scam. I would just say.
Yeah, I know where you are. I feel you. Go on.
So I would say I respect the fact that they've been able to manage this ideology for a long time.
Yes, and we bought it. We bought it.
Oh, we bought it well. So I'm really impressed. But it's time for us to wake up. So for me, it's more so an opportunity for me to understand how you think, just like what China did. Yes. If you understand, China really understood the system of developing, building stuff, and they put in the work. They've put in the work for a period of time, and they've learned the trade very well. So while I was in uni, I saw cases of Chinese students coming to the UK to school, and their tuition paid for everything. So you're giving a student like £60,000 to study in a uni that they pay about £10,000.
Yeah,
no, 20-something thousand pounds, or 30 even. So of course, the student is going to study in grand style and come back with all the knowledge you need. But in that same UK, I still saw Nigerian students stranded that they were supposed to be on scholarship. So it's crazy. But for me, it's more so go there, understand structure, learn from these people. They've actually created a template. Yeah. So just use that to add value to your space.
But
add value to yourself.
The whole member of the British Empire, order of the British Empire.
No. It's not. We have. I don't think that's. I don't think it's a black thing. Just leave it to them. It's their thing. So, let's build our empire here. There are a lot of things we can do, but we keep selling ourselves to these guys every single time.
For a mess of potter. So going forward, I've talked about Nigeria. We've solved all Nigeria's problems. I want to know about you. Yeah. What is the one thing you want to do on your bucket list?
To be honest, I want to hit $1 billion before I'm 35.
So it's money, Nigeria. It's all about the hustle.
No, to be honest, cash is king first. Yeah. So I need cash to be able to. I want to set up a school.
Yeah,
I want to set up a school that will teach people a design school, kind of. So I really want to teach people design. I really want to see how we can have a campus like Google that will be designing for the best industries, the best companies in the world.
But you can do that. You don't need a lot of money for that. You can get people to sponsor. You can get Google and all these people to sponsor.
I've been trying. So somehow I kind of feel that. I feel if I get these guys involved, they want a stake in the business. And the thing is, I want it to be owned by Africans. I don't know if that makes sense. So you have so many tech companies. You have so many dope ideas in Nigeria, and at the back end of all of this is one white company, one company from Silicon Valley that's giving them money. So and the owners of these companies probably have like 4%, 10% indigenously by Africans, 100%. So our value is protected 100%.
So Daniel, what's on your bucket list? What would you like to do before you?
Well, first of all, I would love to, go to the UK.
Why the UK in particular? Why not the US or somewhere else? Why the UK? Why not the US or China or South Africa or somewhere? Why?
Actually, US is a wild place. No offense to the US.
It scares you.
Yeah,
as a black boy, you don't want to get you don't want to get to the other side of a policeman.
Yeah, I'm not ready for that. I think that there is it's obvious that there's racism everywhere, but it's not as pronounced as the US. There's gun violence in the US. There's racism.
So even if there's racism in the UK, at least it will end at the end of a gun.
Yeah, yeah.
So there is racism. As someone said, it might be covert, but it's certainly not. You're not going to die from it.
Yeah.
In the US, anything can happen.
A comedian said the racism in the UK is top tier.
It's classy.
It's just clean. Yeah, classy racism.
Okay.
Oh God.
So, what is your Sunday morning vibe, Daniel? What do you do Sunday morning?
Sunday morning, I sleep. I have that extra.
No church.
Extra sleep. No. Church. I attend the youth church, so service starts by 12. So I get enough.
Oh, okay. So you can lie in.
Yeah. So I just do that. Sometimes I listen to music.
So you sleep first and then church.
Yes, and then church.
Okay. And Leonard, you Sunday morning vibe.
Same thing. I'm just in bed and
so it's chill.
But I kind of spend long hours just when you lie down in bed and you're just praying. Yeah. And you sleep again, then you wake up and continue praying, and
that's
so
lovely.
So I do that till we attend the same church, so church starts 12 o'clock. Yeah. So you have enough time.
So which artists do you admire the most, Leonard?
Artists.
Yeah. Okay, what are you listening to at the moment? What's your on your current on repeat?
Nathaniel Bassey.
Okay, what is he? Is he a gospel singer?
Yeah, he is a gospel singer, but he also studied music. So for me, it's really reason why I like Pastor Nathaniel Bassey is because apart from the fact that he's gospel, he understands music. Right. So it's not like he studied music to a very large extent, and he went to Middlesex University. So
Oh wow, okay.
shout
So
out.
so the music is structured.
Yeah, it's very structured. So you see a very experienced musician making music. So
Oh wow.
yeah. So I like his sound. It's very clean. Yeah.
Okay. And Daniel, what are you listening to at the moment?
Something similar. I'm listening to Natalia Bassi, but for work, I listen to a lot of instrumentals, and I also listen to Sam Cooke.
Oh, that's old for you. I mean, come on. That's really old.
That is an old soul.
He's an old soul. Yes.
He's an old soul.
I mean, I thought you were going to say Omale because I just somebody introduced me to Omale. Thank God I'm
God.
So, I mean, what do you like eating? Nigerian food or Oyinbo food?
Man, I love Nigerian food though. I love.
Not jollof, sure.
No, not just jollof. I mean, that's the thing, jollof is just carrying the Nigerian flag, but it's not the major. It's not the major. I mean, it shouldn't be the major flag bearer. There's eba and egusi.
Yeah.
So, what is your favorite Niger meal then?
I mean, there's pounded yam and egusi.
I was waiting for pounded yam. No Niger person can not talk about pounded yam and for
too many things, too many soups, too many combinations, and yeah.
Leonard,
yeah.
What are you eating? What is your favorite meal?
Pounded yam and egusi.
Okay.
Diced pomo. And some okoroko in between.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I don't know okoroko, but I'm going to be checking it out. I'm going to go on YouTube and be looking for what it looks like now. Okay. Now, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be? Daniel, I better go with you. One word answer.
London.
Okay. And Leonard, where would you like to live?
Bulgaria.
Why Bulgaria? That is so random.
Yeah, I had a friend from Bulgaria.
Yeah.
And so she was staying close to this mountain top.
Yeah.
The view from our room, I said, nah, I just have to live there. And it's kind of close to the woods.
Oh, wow.
I kind of like that vibe, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I think as a Nigerian, you might fit in well because I hear that the EU is frustrated by the Bulgarian corruption. But yeah, that's interesting. But it's really lovely, so I hear, scenically anyway.
Yeah.
How to live might be a different thing. So are you a morning person or a night owl?
No, definitely morning.
Morning? You wake up early?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Early enough.
Okay.
Yeah, early
and
enough.
Daniel, do you wake up early?
No. I'm a night person.
You're a night owl.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now, if you had your last 100,000 naira, what would you do with it?
I don't know. I'll probably get food in the house
to make sure you die happy.
Yeah, exactly. I just get food in the house.
Pounded yam and egusi.
Buy data.
And buy data. You buy data.
Yeah.
Okay, Daniel, what would you do with your last 100,000? Assuming your clients pay you.
This question actually, hits close to home because, it has happened time and time again. And, Leonard is a testament to this. So many times, I would have my last cash, and out of everything I could do, I would just go out and buy a piece of equipment, because I feel at the end of the day, it's going to, come back to me. The money is going to come back somehow, and
so you'd use it to buy some photography equipment.
Oh yeah, definitely. Probably one light or a lens.
Yeah. So what are you reading? What are you reading at the moment?
I'm reading Things Around Your Neck by
Chimamanda. Yes, Chimamanda.
Yeah.
The short stories of Chimamanda.
The short stories, yeah. I wish they were longer actually.
Yeah, fantastic. I enjoyed it. And Leonard, what are you reading at the moment?
Today Matters by J.C. Maxwell.
Okay, what is that about? Never heard of it.
So he talks about how, people want to be successful and, they just want it to be spontaneous, but they forget that it takes time, and success can only be achieved by, meeting your daily targets. So if you meet your daily targets for like 365 days, you finally, get to where you want to get to. It's not like you wake up and you just make up your mind and you just get there.
So it's a motivational book.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It is.
And are you listening to, are you watching anything on DSTV or Netflix?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
Not at the moment. I was watching Silicon Valley.
Okay. Because you're all about making money in Silicon Valley, Sha.
Yes, Silicon Valley and billions.
And billions.
Yeah.
And Daniel, what are you watching on DSTV or Netflix?
Currently, I'm not watching anything. I'm on one of those breaks where I just want to.
Okay, you're
focus.
giving yourself
Yeah.
headspace.
Yeah. So I'm
Okay.
currently not watching anything.
Okay. Now, describe yourself in 3 words, Leonard.
I'm calm,
Okay.
brutally honest,
Okay.
and spontaneous.
Calm, brutally honest, and spontaneous. That sounds cool. You've obviously thought about this and brought out the best ones you can think of. This is not a CV. Okay.
The brutally honest part has put me in trouble.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's a good
Okay. Okay, Daniel, what are your 3 words that describe you?
Well, I would say audacious, calm, and
Audacious? Okay. Yeah.
and funny. Yeah, funny.
Ah, funny haha or funny peculiar?
Funny, haha. Funny, haha.
Okay, so you're funny haha. Okay, this is where you tell me a joke. Show me how funny haha you are.
Oh my God.
Okay, tell me a joke.
As a fan of the podcast, I've prepared
Oh, good.
three.
You're
three
prepared.
dad
You're well
jokes.
prepared.
Oh yes.
Thank God.
Oh, yes.
You're not dodging it. Most people try and dodge it.
I have prepared, and okay, my first dad joke, please. I mean, it's a dad joke, so it's not supposed to be super funny. But
No, we'll forgive you. Just sit and then say.
okay, singing in the shower is fun until you have soap or until you get soap in your mouth. It becomes a soap opera.
Oh, that was terrible, but terrible enough to be so funny. And I will use it. I will so use it. Okay, Leonard, where's your joke?
Oh my God. I'm terrible at this, to be honest.
That's all right.
Yeah, please.
So you want to be excused? I can't believe this.
Please, I beg
Okay,
you.
so who are your favorite comedians?
Trevor Noah.
Aha, yes, he's intelligent.
Yeah.
Cerebral.
What's the name of this short guy again?
The short guy, Kevin
Wow,
Hart.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart. Yeah,
Okay.
Kevin
What
Hart.
about Nigerian
Yeah.
ones? What about these basket mouth and that's the only one I've heard of.
I like Nigerian comedy. It's good for a moment, but I like Trevor Noah because he's intelligent in his jokes. So,
Yes,
yeah.
it's cerebral
Yeah.
and it makes you think.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And there's other South African comedian, I've forgotten his name. He's also very intelligent. So from his comedy, you can actually learn about, how, Africa was before the white people came around and all of that. So there's a lot of enlightenment with the jokes as well. So
I must check. I don't know any other South African comedian apart from Trevor Noah. I better do some more digging.
Loyiso Gola,
guys,
that's
you've
his
been
name.
amazing.
yes, that's his name.
Who? What's his name?
Loyiso Gola. Loyiso.
Yeah, that's his name.
Okay, I will be checking.
Yeah.
Luiso. Okay. I will be checking him out. Thank you for putting me onto that.
You're welcome.
So, Leonard, if people want to get hold of you,
Yeah.
how do they do so? Can you give us your handles, your social media handles?
Okay, my Instagram handle is Leonard Lawani. Yeah, just Leonard Lawani. Then
Okay, and that's how they get hold of you.
yeah, pretty much.
Are you active?
Yeah, I'm active. I'm always following brand agencies on Instagram and posting fun stuff. Yeah.
Well, I can tell you, Leonard is amazing brand designer. He's done quite a bit of work for Design Week Lagos, Essential Interiors, Chef Eros, all these kinds of people. So yeah, Thinkboard Agency, check them out.
Thank you.
And Daniel, how do people get hold of you?
Daniel_Lawani.
Okay, is that Twitter or Instagram? Or
Instagram.
On Instagram, Daniel_Lawani.
Lawani, yeah.
So are you still tweeting? His government caught you.
I'm not tweeting at this point.
You're not owning up, Sha, before they come back. See how he kept quiet? He's not quiet. Well, thank you guys. I've had an amazing time, and
oh, thank you. It's an honor to be here. So thank you.
No, we thoroughly enjoyed having you. And our listeners, please subscribe and tell your friends and share the link. Give us a rating. It really is helpful. And if you have any ideas or anything that you want to talk to us about, we're on Instagram at Banana Island Living. You can reach us by email, mail@bananaislandliving. And I think we try and tweet from abroad at banana_living. So we're not breaking any rules in Nigeria because we're not tweeting from Nigeria. Anyway, thank you. And we'll talk to you again in 2 weeks' time. Take care.